Hello everyone, this is Ritik Sinha from AcetheCLAT, and in this video I'll be talking about the last 100 days strategy to your common law admission test, which is for now scheduled to be held on the 13th of June 2021. So we are in March right now. हमारे पास broadly 90 to 95 days हैं. Let's count that 100 and let's see कि how you can prepare for it in the best way possible. Okay, so CLAT ने जब से पैटर्न चेंज किया है यार, दिस इज़ द फर्स्ट बैच, द 2021 बैच, जिसे पता होगा कि what are their last 100 days before CLAT, right? Though there is some uncertainty this time around as well, but broadly 13th June should be the date on which CLAT 2021 is going to happen. And CLAT 2020 में, as you know, we barely knew what are our last 50 days, let alone be the 100 days due to the pandemic, right? So 100 days to CLAT 2021. I'll talk about these two things, the non-negotiables and a sort of a subject-wise strategy for you. And I'll also talk about some of the numbers. I also have an announcement to make. So please watch the video till the very end. Like it, share it, subscribe to the channel if you find the content in this video useful. Okay, so पहले बात कर लेते हैं यार non-negotiables की, which means even if you are preparing for CLAT 2021 with your boards or you already have passed your 12th standard, ये जो content है, ये जो इस slide में मैं बात करने वाला हूँ, they are non-negotiables and you should be following it to the T if you want to do good or great in CLAT. Okay, first thing is reading newspapers. CLAT mentors all over the industry are tired of saying. In fact, the consortium itself has been talking about this a lot, that reading newspapers is the key to your preparation, right? Taking mock tests is another key to your preparation. Mock test लेते रहना यार, कुछ भी हो जाए, एग्ज़ाम बोर्ड्स आ जाए, कल भी मेरा बोर्ड एग्ज़ाम है, आई विल स्टिल, प्रोवाइडेड मुझे 4-5 दिन का गैप मिल चुका था, आई वुड स्टिल encourage you to give a mock test. 2 hours, sort of is non-negotiable, I would say. Okay, 2 घंटे का mock test दे दो, एनालाइज ये सब बाद में कर लेना, बट 2 घंटे की mock test देना चाहिए तुम्हें, एंड ऑन शेड्यूल. जिस दिन मॉक है तुम्हारा जो भी इंस्टीट्यूट का, take that mock test on schedule. Okay, and reading newspapers, maybe if I had to add another point, I would urge you to read or focus more on the opinion section, जो editorials, columns, lead comment जो भी एक event पे authors या editors put forth करते हैं, you should be reading that. And if you are reading Indian Express or The Hindu, you should be reading Indian Express Explained and The Hindu Explains page as well. The Hindu Explains is available on the internet only, whereas Indian Express Explained is available on the hard copy of the newspaper. By the way, online पढ़ना या offline पढ़ना, I would say whichever way is more convenient to you, prefer that, but read newspapers every day. If you are reading it online, I would suggest that maybe try to read it from the PDF instead of going to the websites. I believe that would be more helpful at this point of time. Okay, second point जो हमने बात कर ही लिया, taking mock tests is essential and analyzing them as well. How to analyze that? I have made a video on that, and a mock test strategy जो होनी चाहिए तुम्हारी, I have made a video on that as well. I hope you have gone through them. If not, please do go through them. That would give you a good perspective. Okay, and how many mocks and which mock to go for? These questions are to be answered by yourself. How many, मतलब तुमने कितने mock test में mock test series में enroll किया हुआ है खुद को? I believe 1 mock each week is enough, but you may extend it to a maximum of 2 mocks per week as well. Okay, which mock to go for? If you ask me this question, I will say I believe तुम्हें अभी कोई ना कोई mock test तो आ ही रहा होगा. If you believe that उस mock के questions relevant है, keep following that. Otherwise, take some other mock tests, and that mock test should have a nationwide presence right now. Okay, so things change, so right now उसकी presence nationwide होगी तो फिर बेहतर है. I believe that mock would be helpful because इसमें बहुत सारे बच्चे attempt करते हैं, तो तुम्हें sort of that mock would be competitive, and you will get to know your true state of preparation, not true state of preparation, but a fair idea of your preparation. Okay, so I think that is clear. Official sample papers. So I contacted the consortium about whether they would be releasing the sample papers for 2021 or not. They said that it would be released at the earliest. So it is a good sign कि 2021 की sample papers आने वाले हैं. दो थोड़ा लेट आ रहा है, बट स्टिल आने तो वाला है, ऐसा कंसोर्टियम ने इंडिकेट किया है. बट अगर अभी तक 2020 के सैम्पल पेपर्स और फाइनल पेपर सॉल्व नहीं किया है तो करंट अफेयर्स छोड़ के, करंट अफेयर्स में भी ट्राई एंड गेट एन आइडिया, बट डू नॉट सॉल्व इट, बिकॉज उसे सॉल्व करने का कोई मतलब रहा नहीं है. ओके, एनालिसिस देखना है उसका तो मैंने एक वीडियो में किया हुआ है, हाउ टू एस करंट अफेयर्स कॉम्प्रिहेंसिवली. एंड करंट अफेयर्स के अलावा जो भी बाकी 4 सेक्शंस है, you should be solving each question from the sample papers and the final paper. So you have around 35 passages for legal reasoning, around 20 to 25 passages for critical reasoning and reading comprehension individually, and around 16 to 20 passages or sets of questions on quantitative techniques as well. So go through them. That would be really helpful, and that is non-negotiable as well. And as I said, sample papers 2021 में भी आते हैं, तो go through them, study them as well, not just solve them, study them. Identify कि क्वेश्चन सेटर क्या करना चाह रहा है, क्या स्किल सेट तुम्हारे टेस्ट करने जा रहा है. ओके, सो ये हो गया नॉन नेगोशिएबल्स. बट जो सब्जेक्ट वाइज स्ट्रैटेजी है, दैट इज़ ऑल्सो ब्रॉडली नॉन नेगोशिएबल. एंड करंट अफेयर्स एंड न्यूज़पेपर्स के लिए ना, यहाँ पे करंट अफेयर्स पे नोट्स बनाना भी ज़रूरी है. ओके, सो दैट इज़ एसेंशियल एज वेल. एनीवे, लेट्स मूव टू द सब्जेक्ट वाइज स्ट्रैटेजी. सो सब्जेक्ट वाइज स्ट्रैटेजी में भी आई वुड से दैट इट इज़ almost non-negotiable, if not 100%. It is highly recommended that you follow each one of these points. Okay, first हो गया, तुम RC, CR और लीगल को एक सेक्शन की तरह ट्रीट कर सकते हो. not in its truest और absolute sense, but broadly तुम CR, RC and लीगल को एक सेक्शन की तरह ट्रीट कर सकते हो. This was said by the consortium in their guidelines last year as well, that CR or read English, logical reasoning and legal reasoning can be treated as one section. They are interlinked, right? Because हर एक पैसेज में तुम्हें ऑथर का gist of the passage या ऑथर के principles या ऑथर के sort of rules वही आइडेंटिफाई करना होता है, उसके ऊपर ही जो ऑथर क्या कहना चाह रहा है वो तुम्हें समझ में आया कि नहीं, उसके ऊपर ही क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. Right? The first point is that you should be reading a lot. And what to read? Read editorials, read opinion section, read from Eon passages. If you have developed that sort of vocabulary, read from the Statesman, that is non-negotiable. If you have not developed a high level of vocabulary, do read from Smithsonian passages, from The Guardian, from The Economist. In sources में से 1 से 1.5 घंटे 1 to 1.5 hours every day you should be reading at this point of time as well, and 10 days to or 5 days before CLAT as well. Okay, building your vocabulary. When you read, you automatically sort of build your vocabulary. अगर कोई word, if you find any word that you do not know the meaning of, then please Google it up or search it up in the dictionary. That will help you build your vocabulary. I understand that in 100 days you cannot truly build your vocabulary. You cannot go from 0 to 100, but at least you can definitely strengthen your vocabulary. अभी जो भी stage में you can improve upon that, right? So you do not have to give up. You should not be giving up at this point of time. Even if you have a relatively weak vocabulary, right, you should be working upon them. solve PYQs or previous year questions of CLAT and ALET for legal reasoning. Okay, so legal reasoning में as I've mentioned in the playlist how to ace legal reasoning, जो previous year questions और new pattern CLAT है उसमें ज़्यादा difference नहीं आया. So you should be solving the previous year questions of CLAT and ALET from 2015 or 2016 to 2020. 101 sectional mocks. So AcetheCLAT has provided till now a set of or a total of 5 sectional mocks in logical reasoning. I plan to provide a couple more to each one of you. Uske baad, as I have said, AcetheCLAT Gold membership is coming soon. I will keep you posted on that. Okay, these 101 sectional mocks are very relevant to your CLAT preparation and explanations or answer key bhi provide karte hain apan. So go through them as well. Spend time on Khan Academy. So Khan Academy is one such NGO which I really vouch for. I really vouch for if you are preparing for LSAT or the common law admission test. They have some great content on their website. Enroll yourself in Khan Academy LSAT prep. उसमें लॉ पैसेजेस मतलब रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन सेक्शन में लॉ पैसेजेस हैं, क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग के हर एक सब टॉपिक पे explanations with video lessons, tons of questions. Overall everything is available. So for critical reasoning, reading comprehension and for up to some extent legal reasoning, legal passages से familiar होने के लिए Khan Academy is a very good platform. It is completely free and NGO which is funded by Elon Musk himself. So you should be spending time on Khan Academy. Okay, so RCCR legal पे ये करना है तुम्हें. The next section is current affairs including general knowledge, which is another major section, major part of your CLAT preparation, and this will be playing a huge role in determining your rank in the CLAT. So इस subject में, इस section में क्या तुम्हारी strategy होनी चाहिए? Let's talk about that. First point, make notes on the contemporary events. Before that, I would like to talk about your backlog. अभी 6 to 8 months of current affairs का syllabus निकल चुका है, right? So what you need to do about that? I would strongly suggest कि अगले 2 week में, the coming 2 weeks, you should be through with your backlog. And how do you clear that? For that, I would suggest take between 20 and 50 current affairs events from each month, depending upon your capacity, upon the time that you have. So if you have taken a drop or you have passed 12th already, do 50 events from each month. And if you are preparing along with your boards, I would still suggest you to do at least 20-25 events from each month starting October. And उस event को cover them from 2 or 3 sources, again depending upon your capacity, upon the time that you have. A very important thing is that जो मैंने first point में बात की, make notes on them. Don't just read them but make notes on them as well. Okay, if you are staying in a hostel, you have a roommate who is as serious as you, then you should be discussing your notes with each other as well. Okay, so जितने ज़्यादा लोगों से बात करोगे उतनी ज़्यादा information मिलेगी, but at the same time it is very risky कि information की वो जो dialogue है वो कहीं और ही जा सकता है. So I would not suggest कि engage with more than 1 people. At max, discuss your notes with 2 people whom you believe firmly that they are like really up for the task for CLAT 2021. Okay, cover 2 or 3 sources, and revision जो है ना यार, that is going to be like, I cannot stress enough about revision. It is very important. If you do not revise, you might get some important details of each of the events, and उसके वजह से हर एक इवेंट पे तुम्हारे 2 या 3 क्वेश्चन बन जाएंगे, बट आखिर के 1 या 2 क्वेश्चन बनने में डिफ़िकल्टी होनी है. ओके, सो रिविजन इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एज वेल. सो ये हो गई करंट अफेयर्स इंक्लूडिंग जनरल नॉलेज की बात. ओके, क्वांटिटेटिव टेक्निक्स. सो लेट्स फोकस ऑन दोज सेक्शंस और सबसेक्शंस जो कि इम्पॉर्टेंट हैं बट रिलेटिवली उतने इम्पॉर्टेंट नहीं है. ओके, So quantitative techniques में यार I would suggest doing these chapters. algebra में तुम्हारा time, speed and distance, time and work etc आ गया. Mensuration, geometry ये सब आ गया तुम्हारा. Statistics from 10th standard, ratio and proportion and other 10th standard concepts including trigonometry and all. You should be well versed with the concepts at least. Okay, why I'm saying that, why I even took the name of trigonometry. So यार CLAT 2020 में if you observe एक question आया था जो कि core 10th standard concept that is mensuration, geometry पे आया था. Okay, so उसे solve करने में कई लोगों को problem हुई थी. The consortium has mentioned that they would be testing upon the 10th standard concepts. तो 10th standard में trigonometry भी आता है, इस तरह के chapters भी आते हैं. Don't stress too much about that. Just वो concepts थोड़े brush up कर लो, you would be good to go. Okay, इन chapters पे 25 to 50 questions लगा लेना, a couple of dozen or 4-5 dozen of questions लगा लेना, you would be good to go. अगर concepts तुम्हारे clear हैं तो. And you might want to work on speed maths as well. Quick calculation with accuracy would be really helpful for you in quantitative techniques. AR, analytical reasoning, जो logical reasoning का ही part है critical reasoning के साथ साथ. You should be doing the previous year questions of CLAT and ACEtheCLAT for this. You do not need to do too much about that because उतने tough questions आए नहीं है, specifically talking about the sample papers and final paper. So बाकी के जो previous year questions of CLAT and ACEtheCLAT है ना, उनके logical reasoning broadly पूरी analytical reasoning पे ही based होती थी, especially CLAT. So वो solve कर लो 2015 या 2016 से. At this point of time when we have only 100 days or 90 days remaining for CLAT, that is my suggestion. Okay, so in this slide let's talk about numbers as well. This would give you a practical perspective as to how you should be strategizing your each day or each week. Okay, as discussed previously, one mock every week is essential, right? 5 to 8 plus hours of focused study is also very important. I would suggest even if you have your boards, study for 12 hours, right? 5 plus hours is the need of the hour, and if you do not have boards right now, 8 hours is the minimum that you should be putting. What you can do in those 5 to 8 hours, you should be covering 300 to 400 events, not in one day, which means 3 to 4 events a day with revision या तो फिर 5 या 6 इवेंट एवरी डे करो एंड लास्ट में कुछ 10 दिन रिविजन के रखो. that would be more practical and more effective, I believe. Dozens of passages in critical reasoning, reading comprehension and legal reasoning. Okay, so AcetheCLAT has itself provided around 30 to 35 passages. Along with that तुम्हें hundreds and tons of, other than that तुम्हें hundreds of questions मिल जाएंगे उस spreadsheet में. अगर other than that तुम्हें hundreds of LSAT, previous year LSAT and GMAT questions मिल जाएंगे तुम्हें उस spreadsheet में, which should be coming over here right now. Reading comprehension, maybe you should be solving passages from official sample papers from Khan Academy platform, right? Legal reasoning में भी 35 passages consortium ने तुम्हें खुद से 3,000 passages दिए हैं. Well, it is possible that you might get another 8 to 15 passages within 1 month from the consortium, right? Other than that, do not forget that you have a mock every week as well, right? So उसमें भी 4-5 passage critical reasoning में 5-6 passage reading comprehension में around 7-8 passages in legal reasoning, you would be getting that, right? And 25 to 50 questions on each quantitative techniques or analytical reasoning chapter. So quantitative techniques में जिन chapters की मैंने बात की, algebra, mensuration, statistics, ratio and proportion, some other 10 standard concepts as well. Analytical reasoning में 25 to 50 questions if you feel is too much, just do the previous year questions of CLAT and ACEtheCLAT. You would anyway be covering around a dozen or 2 questions from each of the major chapters. Analytical reasoning में तुम्हें अलग से सिर्फ I would suggest कि RS अग्रवाल से कुछ puzzles solve कर लो, a few dozen puzzle sets. If you are not already very comfortable with analytical reasoning, data arrangement puzzles, अगर comfortable हो then there is no need as such. Previous year questions will do just as fine. Okay, so I have covered almost every major point for the 100-day CLAT strategy. Still got questions? Please feel free to add them in the comment section of this video. I will solve them live, which I would be taking very soon. कब करने वाला हूँ? Please join the Telegram channel. मैं वहाँ पे I will keep you posted about this. Okay, I had one announcement to make as well, and that is about the AcetheCLAT's Gold membership. Okay, in which I will have live weekly sessions, the details of which would be covered in that Zoom session itself. Please join the Telegram channel, the link of which is in the description. And as said, if you like the video, please press the like button, share it with your fellow CLAT aspirants, and subscribe to the channel for more CLAT preparation related videos. And this is Ritik Sinha signing off, and I will see you in the next one. Stay tuned and all the best.